You've been talking a lot about your trip to Mexico. Tell me about it.
So we went to Mexico and we stayed on the beach in a beautiful house.
Wow, was your house touching the beach, like right on the sand?
It was like right next to the beach, maybe 50 feet. There was beautiful waves and the wind was blowing. It was very cool.
I bet being by the beach, you saw a lot of different animals there.
We saw birds and hermit crabs and lizards and all kinds of things.
Do you have a favorite animal that you saw?
I like the turtles.
Did you get to see the actual turtles?
We saw the where they were crawling up on the beach, but most of the time they come in the middle of the night.
Oh, so you saw turtles at night. So what told you that there were turtles on the beach? How did you know it was actually a turtle?
When we were flying, that we read what the customs were here, and we found that in Mexico, that's where the turtles lay eggs every year.
And I bet you saw track marks in the sand that were like turtles.
Correct.
Okay, so you saw different animals at your house and you were right by the pool. Did you get to go swimming in the ocean?
We swam in the ocean, we swam in the pool, we snorkeled in the bays and saw lots of fish and coral reefs.
Oh, okay. Was the ocean rocky? Was it sandy? I know the oceans where I'm from are not very clear. What was the water like there?
The water was clear everywhere. There were some beaches that the ground was rocky, and others it was soft sand that you could walk in.
Did you do anything other than go to the beaches?
We did a boat ride. We drove inland, and we saw a traditional colonial Mexican city. We went shopping and ate a lot.
A lot of people eat a lot on vacation. So you've told me a lot about your trip. You've told me the different places you went, the different things you've seen, and a little bit about where you stayed. What would you like to write about for your trip to Mexico?
Turtles.
Okay, can we come up with a sentence that has to do with the turtles?
I saw turtles at the beach.
I saw turtles at the beach. That's a great start. You told me what you saw, and you also told me where. Can you tell me when did you see the turtles?
At nighttime, the turtles came up on the beach.
Okay, so let's add that to our sentence. We already have, I saw turtles at the beach. Can you add that when to that sentence?
I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime.
I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime. Okay, I'm going to write that down so we don't forget it. Now you told me that where the turtles were. They were on the beach. But remind me again where you were when you saw the turtles, because you weren't in Pennsylvania.
In Mexico,
I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime.
I saw turtles at nighttime in Mexico.
You said, in Mexico, I saw turtles at nighttime in Mexico. Let's try that again and try not to repeat in Mexico. Let me try it and then you repeat it. In Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime. Your turn.
In Mexico, I saw turtles
At the beach.
at nighttime.
Okay, try that again.
In Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime.
We're going to repeat it 2 more times. I'll repeat it once and then you repeat it. This way, when you go to write it, you'll be able to remember your sentence. In Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime.
In Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach in Mexico.
So close, but you said, in Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach in Mexico. Remember, what time of the day did you see the turtles?
In Mexico, I saw turtles at the beach at nighttime.
Excellent. Do you think you'll be able to write that sentence with some help?
I hope so.
Okay, today we're going to talk some more to get some ideas for writing. Tell me about when you were at the airport for your vacation.
So we went to Mexico on our vacation, and we had to fly through Miami, and then we flew down to Mexico.
Was it a long trip on the plane?
It was a really long flight, and we had a layover in Miami that lasted a couple of hours.
Who was on the plane with you?
My daughter and my wife, and then my other daughter and my son were flying on a different flight.
Oh, how was it? How did you meet up with your other kids?
Well, we were meeting in Mexico, so we were a little worried about everybody arriving at the same time, and so we tried to plan it where all of our flights arrived at the same time in Mexico.
And did everyone get there at the same time?
Pretty close, but not exactly. So we had to wait around a little bit until everybody got together and reclaimed our luggage.
And you were saying something about Rebecca. Tell me what happened to her.
Rebecca got lost.
What do you mean she got lost?
She was on a different flight and arrived at a different terminal, and we were supposed to have met at a certain time, and we didn't find her.
Did you ever find her?
We eventually found her, but after about a 3-hour wait time and paging at the airport.
That sounds like quite the adventure, especially in a different country. So think about your whole trip on the airplane, and what could we write about?
We lost Rebecca.
Okay, so our original sentence is going to be, we lost Rebecca. Which tells us a good idea, but it's only 3 words. So I'm going to ask some questions so we can make our sentence a little bit better. Can you tell me when you lost Rebecca?
When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca.
Excellent, that's a good sentence. When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca. Let's add "and" to the end of that sentence. So when we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca and...
When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca, and we had a hard time finding her.
It sounds like you did. When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca, and we had a hard time finding her. Can you repeat that again so that we'll have it in our brain when we go to write?
When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca, and we had a hard time finding her.
Good, repeat it one more time and I think we'll be ready to write.
When we were at the airport, we lost Rebecca, and it was hard to find her.
Excellent. Thank you.